Hello everybody! Welcome to another Zero stream. I hope y'all are doing alright today. Alright today, it's alright, it's okay. Well, I'm doing alright. Didn't do much today. Cleaned the rat's cage yesterday and tried to rearrange some stuff. But it turns out it's very hard to get things on the back of the cage, like to screw things onto the back of the cage, because my arm can't reach that far, so I would have needed a second pair of hands, and seeing as it was like 2 a.m., I didn't have that available to me, so rather than actually rearrange a lot of stuff, I just filled it with a whole bunch of stuff. When I put them back in the cage, they seemed really happy. They were running around, exploring the new layout and stuff, so I think they had a good time. Hello, Watcher Zigzagoon is back. Hello, Pokemon Master Wheeler is here. And what are we doing today? We're doing another Pokemon family, as you can see. And today's family is the Nosepass Family. Yay! Oh boy. The Easter Island nose guy. So we'll take a look and see. I always equated Boldore to this creature because they're both rocks that are this kind of shade of blue, more so than Boldore to Geodude, which I think is supposed to be more of the equivalent. Yeah, we'll see what I can do with Nosepass. Watcher Zigzagoon says, okay, so yesterday I haven't even been gone for 5 minutes, and what happens? Pisces ends up in Davy Jones' locker. Yeah, it was so close to retirement. But we lost a good baby. What a sad day. Well, you know what? Onward and upward, as they say. Let's see. So Nosepass is listed as the same shape as what is it? Makuhita from last week. Which is like this weird little man. But Nosepass is a very much like is that the same body type that they give to Clefairy and stuff? Because it's so round and stocky. Reflim. It's me, Drake. Finally got my freaking Twitch account to work. Oh, that's awesome to hear. Welcome, Drake. And, yes, it has arms, legs, and a head. But it's like this shape, rather, it implies there is a torso. I don't know. But yeah, all the parts are there, so we'll go with it, I suppose. Let's see how big this thing is. It's 3 foot 3 inches tall. Wow, that's a lot bigger than I thought. That means Probopass must be really big. And it's a heavy baby. It's as heavy as I am. A little heavier, maybe? Maybe not as heavy. I don't know. It depends. Nosepass is a blue, angular, hard, bipedal Pokemon that closely resembles the Easter Island heads. Its bright red triangular nose is highly magnetic and slightly resembles a 3D arrow. Oh, yeah, I can see that, I guess. Probopass is disgusting, says Drake. It's just a hairier than Nosepass. It's the mustache. It's a me, a Probopass. A wahoo. Where am I? This nose functions as an electromagnet and always points north. It has arms and legs without any visible joints. I think that's another thing that kind of gets me, is this body type also implies that there are like arms for the hands, but there's like Probopass just seems to have feet and hands, or rather feet and arms and no hands. I guess it's just a strange thing, but I understand classification wise they can't have too many different subcategories, so I don't know what all the shapes are, but I would say that that's probably the closest that we can get. Let's see. Circular holes on the undersides. Undersides of its feet, I presume. Its arms resemble compass needles. Do they now? Do they really resemble compass needles? It has similar circular holes on the sides of its head. Its eyes, covered by dark, somewhat mask-like markings, have the appearance of being closed. It's interesting that they specify that, because does that mean they're always closed? Nosepass cannot go near others, since it would repel them with its magnetic nose. Its magnetism is stronger in cold seasons. To protect itself when in danger, it raises its magnetism and draws iron objects to its body. So, presumably, Nosepass could also have a mustache, just like Probopass, if it drew, like magnet shavings to itself. This technique is also used to capture prey, though it can pull natural enemies close too. Nosepass only moves a little over 3/8 of an inch each year, but can quickly spin its body into the ground like a drill during emergency situations. It lives in caves. Matang are natural predators of Nosepass. Okay, so I know durants were not invented yet, or discovered yet, I should say. So does that mean Nosepass, like, what would they be preying upon? Magnemite? Do they eat Aeron? I'm trying to think like what it would eat with too, because it has no visible mouth to speak of either, unless its nose holes are actually mouths. I don't know. Again, we have a Pokemon that has no mouth, it seems. Mario reference, I love JVN's newest page. Thank you. Rascal is here. How you doing? Hello. Might be spacey tonight because I'm working on an essay, but hope y'all are good. Magnemite Geodudes. I wouldn't have expected Geodudes to be magnetic, but I can see that. Like in Gen 1 anime, sometimes the Geodudes would just float above the ground, so maybe that's some kind of magnetism that they're taking advantage of. I don't know. It eats with willpower and determination. All right. Well, good luck with your essay, Rat. Hopefully I don't distract you too much. I am a rather chatty streamer, but if I get too confused with my drawing, there will be stretches of time where there will be no talking, so hopefully you can concentrate at those times. I'm just noticing now from this anime screenshot that Nosepass indeed only has one nose hole. It has one singular hole at the bottom, rather than the two I had always assumed. Can I just say, I love the aesthetic of this cute trainer and this really ugly rock Pokemon with a big nose. It's just like such a nice dynamic. It's really cute. As someone who really likes ugly Pokemon, I can appreciate. And you know, it does have some legs. From this image here, it makes it seem like it's got really stocky little like nubbins, but they elongate it sometimes, which is nice. Zigzagoon's like, well, never noticed that. Drake says, I like the manga version. Also, for a time, I thought one of its legs was a mouth. Oh, interesting. Not sure I like that. So, the fact that it says its nose constantly faces north made me believe in the past that it can only face north, and when it walks, it like walks around like one of those old-timey arcade games where your character's always just like facing in one direction, whether you're walking up, down, left, right, side to side, you know, front and back. It's always facing one direction and just kind of slides around the screen with a walk cycle. That's what I would assume these things are doing. They just kind of like, if they needed to walk south, they would have to walk backwards, and then they would like shuffle side to side like a crab to walk east and west, but they would always be facing north. But then it later says that it can drill into the ground, which means it can turn around. So is it just it always faces north if it's suspended, but it can like force itself to face another direction, in which case it's not always facing north now, is it? Just because it's always attracted to the north, it's always like got this this force propelling it to turn north, doesn't necessarily mean it's always facing north. Which, you know, like would make battling a little difficult if it always had to face one direction. Oh, it's High Gym, but in the game. Virus is here! Says, hi Zero, hi Virus! Hope you're doing well. I'm guessing it always chooses to face north, but not necessarily it can't face any direction but north. But it's like, it's a magnetic force that's making it face north. Yeah, it says its magnetic nose constantly faces north. Although, if the nose isn't attached to the face, maybe it like moves around its body. Oh my goodness. So like sometimes the nose is on its back. I don't know. It does specifically say the nose. So just throwing that out there. It hunts without twitching a muscle. Okay, so it has muscles too. This is our Nosepass lore the information is growing. We now know that it also has muscles under I assume a crab layer of like a shell of rock, within which it contains fleshy muscles. Apparently it just says it has a magnetic nose and it faces north. Yes, but it includes the word always. Always is what trips me. Pulling its prey with powerful magnetism, but sometimes it pulls natural enemies in close. Whoops! it moves less than an inch a year, but when it's in a jam, it will spin and drill down deep in the ground in a split second. I guess in a sense, if it hardly ever moves like less than an inch a year, then I can believe that it's just always facing north. That doesn't seem very alive. I mean, I know there are like sea urchins and stuff, and like, you know, an enemy that like don't move either. But like alive in the sense that you can make a character out of is what I'm saying. Like that seems hard to build a character around. It's like a species that just barely moves, which I guess could be fun world building, but as a main character, I don't know. Imagine like a Nosepass that dreams of adventure. I wonder if it could move more. It just chooses not to. Like it moves less than an inch a year. Since it can spin so fast when it's in a jam. Perhaps it doesn't have to move less than an inch a year. It's just like really lazy. It just decides to not do anything. The way that it spins and drills down to the ground, I assume, is because of the magnetism. Like if it faces away, it like spins back and like, you know. This is a really interesting Pokemon. The magnet on Nosepass's nose provides an unerring compass, making it an excellent partner for trainers going on a journey. Nosepass have been said to be completely unmoving with his magnetic nose pointing due north. However, close observation has revealed that the Pokemon actually moves by a little over 3/8 of an inch every year. That's a very specific increment too. Is that like a millimeter? Is that like a certain measurement that I'm not aware of? Magnetic nose always points north. Two of these Pokemon meet. They cannot turn their faces to each other when they're close because their magnetic noses repel each other. I mean, okay. If like I'm so confused with these entries because in the same entry, it seems to have like information that sort of contradicts itself because it's like its nose is always pointing north. Okay, that's one set of information. And then another set says that two of these Pokemon can't turn to face each other because of the magnet noses repelling each other. But wouldn't they not be able to turn to face each other because they're both always facing north? Rather than like the noses? Anyway, that's enough contemplating about Nosepass. Let's take a screenshot of how it looks. Take a look at its back just in case there's any surprises. Nope, it's just a lump of rock. I wonder about these like Pokemon like Geodude and Nosepass that are just rocks. Could they be a different shape, you think? Like a different shaped rock maybe? Or are as a species they're all like that shaped? I don't know. I mean, yes, Master Wheel, of course, always is hyperbolic because these Pokedex entries are hardly ever like they're written by 10-year-olds, so I don't know how much we can take them as fact, but it's just fun to speculate. What if it wasn't hyperbolic? What if you could take the Dex entries as fact, and like, how would that actually work? I understand that it doesn't have to, but like overthinking things that the creators probably didn't think too hard about is just a lot of fun, I think. Sir Francis's masked ham July is Sailor Gator. Okay, there you go. The JBN Sailor Moon crossover we always wanted. Probopass, the compass Pokemon. This thing is only 4 foot 7 inches, so it doesn't get as big as I thought it would. I assumed that when it evolves, it would like drastically increase size. But no, it just gets a little bit bigger. Just a little bit bigger. Let's look at the biology then. Probopass is a mostly blue rock Pokemon. It has small, round eyes, a red nose that is large in proportion to its body, and a bushy black mustache that appears to consist of iron filings. These iron filings appear to be attracted by its magnetic nose. It has 3 small objects on its sides and back called mini noses, which it is able to control. It has a big red hat-like magnet on top of its head and has strong magnetism from all over its body. It has the strong magnetism all over its body. That sentence structure is interesting. Also, I always thought those little things were like nose passes. Which I guess is also why I thought Probopass would be really big, because if you imagine that thing, that little bit, you can't see it on the stream because the chat's blocking it, but like these little things, if each of these was the size of a Nosepass, then Probopass would be enormous. Being able to command these mini noses, it is able to catch prey and attack opponents from all 3 directions. On occasion, its mini noses can get lost and may never come back. It emits strong magnetic fields that can damage nearby appliances. Now I want to know, how much can it control the mini noses? Is it just a shoot out and retract kind of situation, or can it like drive it like a drone? And if the second case, if the mini nose gets lost, could it continue to like move around on its own, or does the Probopass have to control it, and like without the control, it just like, you know, becomes an object? Maybe they become Nosepass eggs and like become like little Nosepasses. I don't know. It's interesting. I wonder, do they have like some form of sentience within? It can damage nearby appliances. Seems like a pretty bad Pokemon to have. Oh man, I do not want to meet a Nosepass out in the wild like that. Can you imagine? Like, just walking along and then this big thing, this big giant nose just barreling towards you. Exudes strong magnetism, freely controls 3 small units called mini noses. Small, strong magnetism all over. It radiates such a powerful magnetic field that nearby electrical appliances become unusable. I bet Rotoms hate it. The main body controls 3 mobile units called mini noses, which it maneuvers to catch prey. Although it can control its units, they sometimes get lost and don't come back. Just like real drones. It uses 3 small units to catch prey and battle enemies. The main body mostly just gives orders, so it doesn't really do anything else. Gives orders sounds a lot different than like remote control, you know? I mean, it is the same thing, but one implies the other, the thing taking the order, will then carry out the order on its own. Probopass is tied with Registeel for highest special defense. Strong electromagnetic. Anything else? Based on the Pakal-wearing Moai statues of Easter Island and a compass magnet with iron filings attached to it. All of Probopass's noses are like the needles on a compass rose, with the big nose pointing north, as in some compasses, where the north needle is the biggest, and the many noses pointing to east, south, and west. Its nasal compass may be based on the expression "follow one's nose." It's just Fruit Loops. I haven't had Fruit Loops in so long. Do you guys remember Toucan Sam? Just follow your nose. It also could be based on the ethmoid bone that is located between the nasal cavity and the brain, and is known to give some species their sense of direction via magnetoreception. Proboscis and nose. Fun. Da nose. Alright. Alrighty then. Let's see. Will your OC in HOH get a Sinnoh remake? Sounds like that was for Wheeler, but Wheeler is going to dinner time. Gotta get some din. Gotta get some ner. Okay, let's. Yes, of course, Zigzagoon. That's all right. You do what you gotta do. And let's cue these two puppies up. I'm gonna open them with preview, of course. And, can I make these bigger? Yay! Can do that and stick this up here. And, get to drawing, I suppose. Oh boy, what in the world shall we do today? Let's delete all of this. Let's save as number 18. If I don't do a save as immediately with these, then I absolutely do forget. So y'all need to yell at me if I ever do put that off. Doing Red Nuzlocke, Find Truth. Jed my rat at level 3 beat a level 6 to level up. Nice. That's amazing. I wouldn't have the guts to send out a level 3 against a level 6. So what can we do with the drunken sailor? What do we do with the drunken sailor? What do we do with a drunken sailor early in the morning? Okay. It looks like a duck bill. What if it was like a duck? What if instead of like a nose, I turned it into a bill? Bill, Nye the Science Guy. It kind of has like duck flippers or like a penguin. What if it was like a penguin? There's a popular trend, you know, for drawing Pokemon where you make them as realistic, animal-like as possible. A lot of Pokemon that aren't, like, biological, people will take them and make them, not just physically viable to like exist in terms of physics and, you know, what is it, anatomy and stuff, I guess, but also like biologically they'll make them more like animals, and usually they'll pick a specific animal to base it off of. I'm not usually one for that trend, unless it's like a Pokemon I just absolutely disdain. But I do like seeing the different interpretations when people do it. For me, I do like to try and keep the Pokemon as true to the original design while still making design changes to fit my sensibilities in terms of like, it's hard to say. It's like, it's more in the shapes that are available and like the proportions, rather than like completely changing the species or anatomy. But honestly, there are some times when that could be just the only way to make something more interesting, more appealing, I should say. The word is appealing. Because Nosepass is plenty interesting without any of my help. Just based on its like dex entries alone. Yeah, the nose is way too big, but like I always say with these first sketches, I am simply drawing the Pokemon so I can you know, understand all its parts and what it encompasses. Not so much to make a really good drawing that's like, you know, accurate and perfect and looks nice, but just kind of understand what's what, where's where the planes of the face are. You see, there's all these like cracks and what are they called? Ridges on its body that just kind of look like too much detail until I draw it out, and then I kind of understand, okay, well that is actually breaking up the plane there, and then this side is flat, and you know, it comes together for me more when I've drawn it. So I know the nose is too big, but I'm not gonna fix it. It's fine. It'll be okay. The kids won't make fun of it, I'm sure. Now, Probopass. It's got a big ol' hat. Excuse me, what is going on with the hat? Something like this. This is disgraceful. Probopass has really cute eyes. I don't know if you've ever paid attention to Probopass's eyes, but he has beautiful eyes. Like, they made this monstrosity, and then they gave him just these delightfully soulful eyes. These giant peepers. They're just so friendly. I don't know what their insides are made out of. They kind of just color it black. It's like this void space that they create. It's like, I don't know what to do with that. You're not giving me any information to work with. Yeah. Okay, that part is in shadow. This part. Big old mustache. I can appreciate a good mustache. Not so much into the sideburns. Those mutton chops are pushing it a little. Oh, who's that? Drake, you followed. Thank you so much. Glad you could get your Twitch running. It's always good to have ya. And I should have gotten, hopefully I should have gotten the YouTube up and running. It had a little bit of a hiccup when I started up a little earlier. I had to like reinstate the YouTube. I think the issue was I had to tell them if these streams are made for kids. And I never quite know what to say, because when I promo these streams, I'm not going out and like posting in places where kids would be. I'm not looking for a kid audience. I have quite a few people come to these streams who will use some language, you know, some crass language, and I don't necessarily discourage that. However, I don't personally use profanity on the streams. The streams are you know, how do I say it? They include cartoon characters, which was one of the I don't know if requirement is the right word, that one of the definitions they provided of having of including content for kids. Pokemon is very much geared towards children, and people who are searching for Pokemon content are possibly children. So in that regard, I decided, yes, I think it's most likely that if I didn't say this channel was, if not for kids, appropriate for kids, then I could get in trouble. So I've labeled it as that. Hopefully that will take care of the YouTube issue that we had last week and earlier today when I was trying it out, but we'll see. If next week you see me go live and then go offline for like 5 minutes, you'll know why, because I'm still figuring out YouTube apparently. But yeah, so just trying to figure stuff out with the channel. Let's see. Popping in again. The nose is too big. It's its mouth. If you really like it, would you do another Nuzlocke comic with them as Jet's kids? I did consider something like that. I wasn't sure if Jet would herself have kids, but you know, her sister could have kids, so she could have nephews. The thing is, her mom could have another kid maybe, so she could have like a little brother, depending on how far into the future I wanted to push the sequel. I just knew the kid, the new main character's name had to be Matt, because it's gotta be a pun. Jet's name is a pun, her last name is Black, so it's Jet Black. And if I name the new kid, who would have to be a boy, Matt, then it could be matte black. Hey! I don't know why I find that so funny, but I do. As if I were to do a Black 2 sequel, which I don't plan to. There are no plans to do a Black sequel for Jet's Black Nuzlocke, other than playing the game, which would just kind of be for fun. And in terms of another Pokemon related story, I don't think I'll be doing anything as long term as Jet's Black Nuzlocke. Jet's Black Nuzlocke is gonna be hopefully like the best thing I've ever made, and then I'll go on to make something better. That's hopefully original content. I don't know. I don't have original ideas, but they exist. I've heard of them. People come up with them all the time. I'm sure I'll find mine at some point. So, yeah. I will obviously continue to draw Pokemon as long as they keep making them. But in terms of long-running series, that's not in the plan. Black White 2 are really fun. Make a comic of your rats. I would love to do a comic based on rats and other small animals, kind of like a Mrs. Brisby situation, like Rats of Nim situation where they have their own society. Would be fun, I think. Okay, I was gonna do... Okay, so here's an idea that I can't do, and I'll explain why. Hi, Jezebel! How you doing? Thanks for coming to the stream. Just drawing a Nosepass. So here's an idea that I had that could be fun, but I can't do it for 3 reasons, which I will explain. So, like, what if we had, you know, a Probopass, and then just a bunch of Nosepasses just stuck to it? I feel like that would be hilarious. But 3 reasons why this doesn't work. 1, Nosepass are like 3 inches tall. Probopass is only 4 inches tall. So, yeah, the proportions would look a bit stranger. In fact, it would probably just look like a Probopass sitting on top of a nose. It wouldn't be funny. Second, well, I have this weird rule for these Pokemon families where I only do 1 of each of the species. So having multiple Nosepasses, that's not on the table for me, specifically for this project. And then, the third reason is I don't know, it didn't say specifically, but I'm pretty darn sure that the Nosepasses would, repel the Probopass rather than attract. They would not attract, they would repel. So, here's my first idea. I just wanted to sketch it because it's a funny idea, I think. But we're not going to go with it. Let's try to think of another idea. What else can we do with these 2? Trying to think. I could do sort of maybe a Mario reference, but with the mustache, but I don't know how to include the... It like doesn't have much of anything to work with in terms of legs for jumping. It's Jumpman Mario, it has to jump. It's only an inch taller? Yeah, I know, right? I thought it would be like way bigger, but no. Drake says, I mean, try sending in low Pokemon. I beat Pokemon Black with Rattata line. You can catch Rattata in Pokemon Black? How's Venus? The Rosalia? Venus is doing well. Yeah. Venus is still good. Okay, and now here's another idea that curse this format. I'm always running into this issue, I feel like. But these Pokemon families, I always do them in a horizontal fashion. But wouldn't it be cute to have Probopass and then like Nosepass and then the three you can't even see them. The three mini noses. Nah. Just all stacked together. I guess it's kind of a blessing in disguise that I didn't make these Pokemon family pictures vertical, because like I feel like half of them would just be stacking the Pokemon. Just take the Pokemon and stack them. It's just so cute and it's so easy to do. But the horizontal format either makes it so that I can't do it, or it makes me have to do it in a more unique way, like give it a different angle, like with what's it called, the Chikorita line. I was able to stack one of them, and I had to do it in a clever way because they are very tall. Wheeler is returned. Were you defective? Why did they return you? Yeah, like as a totem pole. I think the Xatu and Natu I also stacked. Wheeler's like, I am defective. Oh no. Well, don't worry. There's always every toy gets its kid, I guess. Is that one of the Toy Story movies? I don't even know. Let's see. I've been growing wheatgrass again. I don't know if any of you remember, I grew wheatgrass at one point, in anticipation for the rats. I wanted them to be able to play in it, and in a week the grass had grown up, and I still didn't have rats for like another month or two, I think. So I'm watering the grass, I'm keeping it in the light, and hopefully in a week I'll be able to let the rats play with it. Trying to think. Shoot. Let me think. Oh gosh. I'm trying to think of a scenario where I can give Probopass just the most distraught phase. Like, Like, I don't know. Just really, oops, went back too far. Just really droopy expression. Man, I don't like parts that aren't malleable. These flipper things have to be at these stiff boards. The legs can't really like sit like this, you know? 'Cause that wouldn't make any sense. But who cares about logic? It's cute. Look, he's sitting. It's just not feeling good, I suppose. Poor Nosepass. I don't know why he's upset, but he's so upset. He's probably upset because he looks like that. Oh! No. Nosepass, you're good. There's every Pokemon is someone's favorite Pokemon, is what I've learned through doing this Pokemon Family series. Every time I come to a Pokemon family that I'm not a fan of, I post it, and then someone invariably goes, "Oh, that's my favorite Pokemon!" I'm like, oh. So I always like to do every one of these, make them as good as I can. Anyway, Aw, no, sad. It sure is. What if, okay. Oh, okay. Okay. So I really like Probopass's face. He's very cute. It's like strangely cute. It's strange how cute they make his eyes. So I'm going to have him He doesn't have a mouth to smile, but he has a mustache, and mustaches can smile. So I'm gonna have his mustache smile. Gonna... Okay. And then... I'm going to have Nosepass. And I'll have, you know, just to stay consistent, just in case the decks should be taken as fact, I will have Nosepass also facing the same direction, just so they can't get on my case. Any dex thumpers out there won't be able to say, hey, that's inaccurate, because it's not. I'm having them both face the same direction. Except Nosepass is being tossed. Okay, that's not a good drawing. Does that look like it's a foot? Wait, is it a foot? Sorry. I said inches before, didn't I? I said 3 inches to 4 inches. It's actually 3 feet to 4 feet. That makes much more sense. I always always get increments wrong. I don't understand why it's so difficult. But if I'm trying to say minutes, I'll always say seconds. If I try to say a day, I'll probably say like a week. It's so weird. It's like a curse. I've been cursed to never have the right increment. And that's my excuse for being stupid. And on top of that, I can never get numbers right. So like, if I'm trying to say 3 seconds, I might say like 5 minutes, which is just not the right thing at all. Not even close. So don't believe anything I say. If I give you anything that has to do with increments or numbers, just be like, okay. You can put an X in the chat to doubt. I won't take offense. 'Cause that's just being reasonable, honestly. I don't know how that little notch in his head works at all. I'm just gonna leave it like that. I don't know if that makes any sense or not, but I'll figure it out later. Okay. Now, here's the hard part, is trying to get the angle on this nose. It's all shapes, though. It's all just shapes and geometry, so hopefully I can figure this out. It's time for me to apply some volume knowledge, which I always seem to just ignore. I don't completely ignore volume or consistency. I just kind of trust my instinct to guide me most of the time, which doesn't help when I don't have any instinct to guide me. Like, instinct is born from experience, and as someone who has 0 experience drawing a Nosepass, I probably shouldn't be relying on quote-unquote experience. Wait, no, that's not right. Once again, I am feeding you false information. Instinct is not based on experience. It's the opposite. It's something that you have no experience on, like a duck being hatched and then instantly going to the water, or a sea turtle rather, being hatched and instantly going to the water. It has no experience on doing that. It just has an instinct. I am so dumb today. You found a Nosepass! Yeah. I sure did. And let me try and fix these mini noses. Well, at the very least, I caught myself before any of you could call me out. As long as I'm the one calling myself out, I don't feel as bad. But okay, these mini noses are just the cutest little things. I would love to find one. I wonder if they grow back, like antlers. What if the mini noses are kind of like antlers, and if they like get lost, it's like being shed, and you're just walking through the woods one day and you like stumble across just this piece of an animal, or this piece of a Pokemon that is no longer functional. That'd be really cool. You think like people would mount them or like display them in their houses. Okay, like that. And I think what's gonna carry this illustration, the zero twist, is just how cute this Probopass is. Because my goodness, there's nothing like smashing eyeballs close together that gives them this kind of wide-eyed, I don't know if it's a Disney look, it's like a Cartoon Network look. Just like cartoon aesthetic. It's like Garfield does it. Who else does eyes like this? Because like Gravity Falls is Disney, right? And like they put their eyes super close together, but that's one show. So it's more like that show rather than Disney, because Disney tends to not do this, I believe. If I'm thinking correctly, Mickey Mouse, Donald Duck, they usually have a bit of a separation. And their eyes are actually rather small, I think. Because Mickey has the, like, eyes that are just, like, really small and long. And then really big, like, face thing. I think. Though that could have changed too, since they also tend to change up designs throughout the years. I'm gonna make his nose a little rounder. I don't know if I like that more than an angular nose, but it's how it's coming out, and sometimes there's just no time to think. You just gotta let the pen work its magic and just kind of let it be. Let it be. Let it do. Let it dum. And where that's from? A lot of dee, a lot of do, a lot of dum. If anyone can tell me where that's from, because I actually have no idea. I think it's like Bugs Bunny. Can't be. I don't know. The other day, I was like, I said something, and my sister was in the room and heard it, and it drove both of us crazy because we couldn't tell where it was from. I said, we were saying something, and then I said, it's my favorite. It's my favorite. And she's like, she like paused, and she's like, where's that from? And I'm like, I don't know. It just came out. It was like engraved in my consciousness. And so we were like, oh gosh, this is gonna drive us crazy, isn't it? At first we thought maybe it was from Brave. Like maybe when she was, I don't know, her mom baked something or something. Because it sounds a little Scottish maybe, but my sister had the sense that it was a little more Irish, perhaps. It's my favorite. And then she figured it out. I think, I haven't like confirmed, but we think it's from Chicken Run. You guys remember Chicken Run? It's been so long since I've watched Chicken Run, but it's such a good movie. But like, I think one of the chickens has like big glasses or something. I think it's that one. And then when they bring out the bird seed, it's like, oh, bird seed. It's my favorite. I think that's where it's from. That's the conclusion we came to. Of course, it has been forever, so no confirmations yet, but it did put Chicken Run back on my radar, and I think I might have to rewatch it. It's amazing how many movies have the liar revealed trope that I hate so much. so many movies that I like. I should qualify. It's amazing how many movies I actually like that have that liar revealed plot point. You got Chicken Run, you got Madagascar 3? Dex dumpers are no fun. You found a Nosepass. I remember Chicken Run. Yeah, Wheeler. I love references that are just like completely generic phrases but said in a way that makes them recognizable. Yeah. Another one of those that happened to me, just to me, no one else, and like it took me like 2 weeks to figure it out, was just a really British, pompous voice saying, like something like, go on, I'm sorry I ever met either of you. Go on, shoo, or something like that. And I was like, oh, where's it from? I think I might have talked about this on stream, but it was like a few weeks later, and I finally realized it was from one of the Land Before Time sequels. The one with Petrie's uncle. Okay, so I'm really conflicted about this right now because I want them to overlap to make it seem like they're in the same picture. You know, like I could easily move it over so that it's just ever so slightly apart and they don't have to overlap at all, and I can just finish this nose and it'll be perfect. I think I need to move the nose up. I think that's what it has to happen. Go on. Shoo. I'm sorry I ever met either of you. And then he like sings a song. But yeah, I was just going, man, where's that from? And I love it when it happens and it's not just me. Like when it's my sister too, because we like watch so many stuff, the same stuff as kids. So it's like we're both just suffering. Well, misery likes company, right? Does it look like he's smiling? I can't really tell. Let me block this in to see. Maybe an extra. There we go. But see, like, now it looks like just two separate images and they hardly have anything to do with each other. I think Probopass is a little too big in the image. I shrink him down so he's not bottom to top. Well, the duckies, these little mini noses, are technically part of Probopass, so technically they are interacting. So technically I think I'm fine if I don't overlap them. Technically. Have I said technically enough? Just want to make sure they're all the same size before I start lining, because once I start lining, I don't pay attention to volume, shape, or form anymore. I just focus on line. I think that works. It's a little wonky, but I think it'll work. I'm gonna go with it. I don't like the feet so much, but I'll try and fix it in the line art. Okay, let's try and get some lines on this creature. I want to see if I can flip. Nope. Can I flip just the navigator? That goes in and out. Fit to navigator, fit to screen. 100% reset, rotate right, rotate left. Oh gosh, how do I rotate just... I saw someone on YouTube today, and he had the drawing, and then the navigator was flipped, and the drawing wasn't. And I want to figure out how to do that. Whatever. I'll figure that out later. Let's see. Saw Chicken Run a few times, but references like that suck in that they're impossible to look up. Yeah, exactly. Unless they're like really, really well-known phrases. Most of the time, yeah, it's just completely ungoogleable. I remember at one point I saw a Todd in the Shadows review of... It was a double review of Guilty and Fun. Like the band's songs from those. And he said one band is unpronounceable and the other one is ungoogleable because the band's name is just Fun. Some people's names are ungoogleable because you just get like a bajillion returns. And you have a name that's so generic, like John Smith. We were talking the other day on really common names. I started the conversation because I was watching a YouTube video, like one of those anime review channels. I watch many more anime reviews than I watch actual anime, just because I don't have the time or the interest to watch like every anime, but I sure do find the time to watch a lot of reviews. In the time that I spend on YouTube, I feel like I could get through a lot of actual good content. But as you do, I'm just watching a review of an anime that I never intend to watch. And one of the characters' names is Kaname. And that just sort of hit me like a truck. Cause if any of you have ever perused the ancient archives of my DeviantArt, you'll know that I have done a comic before Jet's Black Nuzlocke, a long-running one, and it is a parody comic, basically like a bridge style humor on a manga called Orion. It's either Orion or Orician 6. I don't even know what the manga's called anymore. But it's just this like really bad manga that me and my friends picked up at some point in like middle school, I think. And we found it like hilarious, and we would read it to each other on the bus on the way to on the way to school and like just make fun of it. And I took a lot of those jokes, and I took a lot of my characters. I had a boatloads of characters that had no stories. I just kept churning out character designs, and didn't know like what their deal was. So I had a lot of characters, and I just kind of took that cast and recast them into the roles of the characters in that um in that manga. So like that's a rather specific situation to me. That one of the main characters in that story's name is Kaname, and it was like a blast from the past, hit me like a truck. But whether it is super common or not, it still stands that it's the same name, and it was used at least twice, I'm sure more. And it got me thinking, like, there are a lot of Japanese names that I recognize in manga and anime. Names like Sakura and Kagome, or like, you know, something that comes up again and again. And I wonder, like, I was like, what would those names be for the West? What are our Sakuras, you know, and Sasuke's? There's at least a couple like Sakuras and Sasuke's out there, I feel. And of course, I don't know if Sakura is actually a common name in Japan, like for real life people. It might just be a really popular fictional name. But so I think there was a list that Mouse found, but it was basically the most common boy name, I think, was Jack or Sam. I think it was Sam and then Jack. And then the most common girl name was Sarah, I think. So yeah, I'm trying to like think of characters that I know with those names, and it's like, it's actually, they don't come to me right off the bat. I know like Sam, the first Sam that comes to mind. Let me know what Sam first comes to your mind, but it's obviously Samwise Gamgee from The Lord of the Rings for me. Just like, if not the like only Sam, the best Sam. I can't think of many other Sams, honestly, even though it's supposed to be the most commonly used name. There's in terms of Sarah, I think Mary was another one that was really high up. In terms of Sarah, I can't think of any Sarahs. Sarah Connor, I guess. Jack, I could think of quite a few. I thought for sure it was Jack. Like, before we even saw the list, I was guessing, and like, my guess would have gone to Jack, because I could think of like Jack Sparrow, Jack the Ripper, Jack from Metal Gear Solid, I think they had one. I think his name was Raiden, actually. usually line the shine, so maybe I shouldn't do that. Let's see. Surfing Taros! Peg-legged Audino! Drake, you are just shouting out things I'm into. Keep going. Wheeler's like, yee, technically Sakura's and Sasuke's are less common names and more your Wendy's or other names from popular media. I thought Toucan Sam! There's another Sam. There's Uncle Sam. Sam. Speaking of games, Gary is names. Speaking of names, Gary is almost an extinct one. Yeah, I can think of Gary from Pokemon and Gary from SpongeBob, and not many Garys out there. I'm surprised there's no Sam that I can think of from Full Metal. Were there any Sams in Full Metal? Was one of Roy's men named Samuel or something? I could have sworn. It's been a long time since I've read Full Metal. There's a... Shoot, I can't even remember them all. There's... Well, obviously there's Hugh, and there's Risa. I think one of them's name is Fury. Obviously Roy. Though I guess that doesn't really count since it's still Eastern. Western stuff. Sam? What's his name? Yosemite Sam! Yosemite Sam, that's a good Sam right there. Are there any Disney Sams? Or is there any Sam in Disney of any kind? I know there's a James or Jim Hawking. There's a John with John Smith. There's Phoebus. There are other like guys in Disney. Eric. Aladdin. Some other like dudes, some Disney dudes. I like putting ridges on rocks. It's rather satisfying. It's such a simple touch that makes it feel more solid and rock-like. And the nice thing about drawing rock Pokemon is you can be angular with your like lines. They don't have to be smooth. Do do do. It's always weird hearing my name in media. When my real name comes up, it's always a little strange. My username Zero, what I go by online everywhere, it was actually taken from being overused in like certain media. I think the first Zero I was referencing was the Zero Gundam from SD Gundam. I don't know why. And then there was another one that came up later that was like, shoot, what was the other one? I think there was at least like 2 zeros that I knew of when I came up with the name. Now the name I didn't give to myself necessarily. I have this little orange cat with green wings, green bird wings, that I named Zero. You'll know when I refer to the cat Zero because I usually include the Japanese suffix chan. He's a cute little critter, so it's Zero Chan. Versus when I'm talking about my avatar, Zero the Red Wolf, I usually give her that like sort of qualification to just so I know who I'm talking about. So what happened was back in the day when I joined Gaia Online, which was one of those Neopet style like online social network kind of games where you just like make an avatar and buy items to clothe it with, and you chat with people on like forum threads. I didn't know what to name myself, so I'm like, well, my little cat thing right here is Zero Chan, so I'll just call my account Zero Chan. And then because I was Zero Chan, everyone referred to me as Zero, and it just kind of stuck as a name. And the avatar on Gaia Online ended up looking like Zero the Red Wolf, and that's where my look came from. That's why I'm, for some reason, an Australian redhead that turns into a wolf. I don't like how this is coming out, how this base part is coming out. It doesn't look good. How am I supposed to draw a flat, round piece? By making it not flat? Is that cheating? Is that cheating? I think I'm cheating, but it's okay. Cheating is okay as long as you don't get caught. So everyone look away. Wing Gundam Zero, alias Zero, the Winged Knight. He was so cool! You know, like, it was this silly little spin-off Gundam show where all the Gundams were like actual people and they could talk instead of having like pilots inside of them. And then I just remember Zero was so cool. And so I liked the name because of that, I guess. I'm trying to think. There were definitely more Zeros, like, back in the day. I just can't think of any right now. Close but no cigar, there is a, Cardcaptor Sakura character named Kiro, which stands for Cerberus. So technically it should be Ciro, because Cerberus is like a S sounding C, and it's the first few words, but I guess in Japanese they like pronounce it Cerberus. However they pronounce English words over there. So like winged cat, like orange cat with feather wings, whose name includes the letters E-R-O in that order. You would have thought I was like ripping it off, but no, I had no idea anything about that character. I did not, in fact, watch Cardcaptor Sakura. I think I read one volume of the manga. I did get pretty far in Tsubasa, is the one that I got sucked into. So you can imagine a lot of the references went right over my head, especially a lot of the other series that they did. If you don't know, Tsubasa is a Clamp series made by manga studio Clamp, and they do a lot of other stories too, and Tsubasa has these two characters, I think it was like two, maybe there were more, has these characters traveling through, as they say in the series, through dimensions, I think, something like that, or the multiverse. And they would like basically go to the other story worlds. It was a pretty cool idea. It was like Kingdom Hearts in a sense. But I read Triple X Holic for a while, and then I read Tsubasa, and I just never got into Cardcaptor. There was an SD Gundam anime based on the Three Kingdoms of China. Interesting. I don't know how I want to shade or highlight the beard. So let me just kind of play around a bit. Oopsie. Something is broken. There we go. Something like that, and then something like that? No, hold on. This is taking more brain power than the other parts, so give me a sec. Speaking of anime, manga, I finally got around to catching up with My Hero Academia. I'm in season 4 now. And it's I'm watching the dub, obviously. You know me. Did you expect anything else? But no, I started with the dub, so I had to like keep watching with the dub. Funimation had the dub on their site, but for some reason it like broke as I was watching it. I guess maybe the new season isn't like all there. I don't know. It says it should be available, but it's not. But I honestly like, I don't know how I could watch this show any other way. It's just so much. I need to do something else while I'm watching this show. It's not bad. It's not a bad show, but it's like, how do I say this? It's kind of for kids. Like, yes, it's very good. It's a very good anime, but it's kind of for kids, I think. There are parts where it's just kind of played out. I don't know. I'm glad I can watch it while doing something else and like look back if it seems like something cool is happening, so I can catch the cool visuals, because there are a lot of good fights. But half the time, you know, like, just let the characters have their little character arc story thing, and I don't feel like I'm wasting time, and I don't feel as anxious isn't the word, but like I don't expect as much from it because I'm not like fully dedicating my time to it. If I was like sitting down dedicating my time to a show and it like wastes my time, I get a little, you know, like, come on. With it, I become more judgmental if it's bad. I still usually watch the whole thing, which is probably my fault. I just, like, for some reason, I really hated that one show called It's Your Guys' Fault I'm Not Popular, but I still watched the whole thing, for whatever reason. So, yeah, that's, like, on me. I should learn to drop shows that I don't like, but like I don't, there's just part of me that thinks, well, you don't know if you don't like it until the end. Mostly because I'm if I get to a certain part where I like a character or I want to see what happens to a character, then I don't want to miss that. So I can't like put it down. And then I always have that little hope that it'll like get better. There's some shows out there that aren't great throughout, but there are certain moments that are just so good. Just like a moment in an episode that is so good that it salvages the whole show for me and like makes it a worthwhile experience. And because I know if I drop it I'll never come back to it, I just kind of like barrel through if I have the time. It's a bad habit to have when you don't have time, but now that we're stuck at home and you know, I got the time, I figure I should finish My Hero Academia. And I can see what they're doing. This is why I think it's for kids, because I can see what they're doing with the arcs, with like the beat points. I don't know how to say it. Basically, they're doing a rescue mission, and they're doing the thing in shonen where the bad guys have like a bunch of characters and the good guys have a bunch of characters, and so the bad guys throw a guy at the good guys and then one of the good guys stays behind. Did that make any sense? Naruto did it, and I think did it better, even though their rescue mission ended in failure. maybe I just liked the characters better in Naruto, but like I really liked Neji as a character, and him staying behind to fight the spider dude was like one of my favorite fights in Naruto. So because Naruto like did it in my opinion better, I was kind of like okay, yeah, let's do it. But at least I liked the characters in My Hero that were getting these moments. I just felt like they didn't it was too soon for this moment. Like they were building up the character. They were telling you why you should care about the character at the moment when they're like doing their heroic sacrifice or whatever. And I feel like it should have come a little sooner. Because I liked the character just for personal reasons. I liked the design, I liked their power. I'm talking about Sun Eater, obviously, not Kirishima. Kirishima's great, but not interesting. He's great. He's like Beast Boy in Teen Titans. He's great, but not interesting. I don't need an arc with him. Even though his arc was compelling, like, if I liked him more. I liked what they did with his character. He looks good with his hair down, actually. Just a shame I didn't really care enough about that character. Sun Eater I just liked just from the design. It was interesting. I like his power. I like his attitude. It's funny. And you know, you just want him to do better, but like a lot of it was him like whining and like wanting to be better and like psyching himself up, and I was glad I didn't have to like watch those parts. Just kind of had it play in the background and clean the rat's cage, which is what I was doing. Unfortunately, I did miss the moment when, what's his face? I keep wanting to call him Mario. Mirio, well, that's a spoiler, but you know, the thing that happens to Mirio, if you've seen, I missed that part, because a lot of that became, action, which, you know, on the one hand, I appreciate when a visual medium requires you to watch it and like you can get information just from watching. That's good. You know, like if I can watch your entire show without watching and still catch all the details, then I mean, I guess that's still good, because then people with sight impairments can still enjoy your show, but it's you're not taking advantage of the full medium is what I'm saying. So I might have to like rewatch that episode, because when it was over I knew what had happened, I just don't know how it happened. Alright, let's catch up with the chat. I'm done with the line art. I always get very distracted with the line art. Oh, I'm sorry. Volume's rather low. Let me move the mic a little closer. Yeah, y'all, if you need volume adjustments or anything, just let me know, so I can fix it, since I can't hear myself. Sometimes I lean a little back. But let's take a look at the chat. I'm going all the way back to sorry, Mapache is here. First time here in Twitch. Good to have you over here. Hope it goes well for you. Hope it doesn't give you any problems. Hello, how are you? I'm doing good, thank you. Is that a rat cam? It sure is. I don't know where the rats are. I think they're sleeping in the Sputnik. You can kind of see them. They're a little more active in the beginning of the stream because I give them something to eat, and they want out of the cage, so they'll like jump around and stuff. But as soon as I start talking to myself, they're like, that crazy lady's doing that thing again, and it's gonna be really loud, and they go to sleep. Good old green Naruto. Yeah, the prequel to Boruto. I prefer something along the lines of car robots, really. Known to us as robots in disguise. Mapache says, I like green Naruto almost as much as I like witch Naruto. What's witch Naruto? Okay, what are you on about? Failing some missions make it better in terms of narrative. You can't simply jump from victory to victory. That's why the go ahead, I'll stay behind is compelling, because it's basically okay, so the one problem with it is the thing I like about shonen battle tournaments is that the other characters get to watch and react to character fighting without being able to intervene. And so I'll hold them off, you go ahead kind of trope, which I need to find a better word, like, name for, is like a more organic version of the tournament arc, but the problem is the other characters can't, like, stay behind and watch. But it's fun because you can have them succeed. You can have a victory in which they do incapacitate the bad guy so that it can't follow the others. But then they also lose in that they get beaten, like, within an inch of death and can't continue. So you get your cake and you can eat it too. They win and they also lose at the same time. And it's a played out formula for sure. But I think it's a good one. I certainly enjoy it. When it's done right. The only thing that my hero did wrong with it is they chose the, like, characters that people may not be interested in. I also feel like I don't know if it's just me, but did anyone else think the animation took a little bit of a backseat as well? It might have just been me. But but yeah, like, if I can't see him doing it, but if like a fan favorite like Bakugo were to have a moment like that would have to come way later in the story, though. I don't think he's the kind of guy to, like, say, I'll hold them off. And then an interesting change to the dynamic. They basically gave Mirio his own I'll hold them off, you go ahead, except it was I'll go ahead, and then he was just, like, gone. So he basically was like doing it by himself, but it was because he got there first rather than having to stay behind, which was cool. I like that. That was a good way to change up the scenario. I still haven't finished season 4. I'm still watching. I was watching while I was cleaning the rat's cage, And so when I finished, I had to go to sleep because it was very late. So hopefully I'll have some time to watch the rest of it this week. And knock another anime off my list. Sorry, I'll keep going with the chat. Don't know who Mario is. Mario is just some fat hairy man in overalls. Hey, Mario is a gem and a good man. I like Mario. But more than anything, I like the weird noises that he makes. I think some of my favorite Game Grumps moments is when Aaron does his Mario voice. Anyone who can do a Mario voice is just like, I'm just like in awe. It's one of the voices that I want to be able to imitate, to have fun with. The other being Kermit the Frog and just any Scottish accent. Maybe a pirate accent too, I don't know. I don't want to be too greedy. Just give me a Mario and a Kermit and I'll go from there. Okay. Fix that a little bit. And then, I think it's time for color. We're making good time on these. Woohoo! Yippee! Who gets turtles out of your pies? Oh, Mario is some guy who gets turtles out of your pies. That's the plumbing that he does. You call Mario for pie plumbing. Oh, pipes. But, I mean, the Koopa kids do hide in, like, cakes sometimes, right? So, it kind of works. Oh, Little Witch Academia, okay. Girly and cute, ideal for a grown man like me. Hey! If I can dig it, you can dig it. I can watch manly shows, you can watch girly shows, it's all fine. If it's a good show, it's a good show, you know? What am I doing? Why am I line arting on the color layer? I need to pull up the reference and then I can color. Let's see what color to give Nosepass and a Probopass. Gotta be kind of in the gray zone. But it's blue. It's still blue, it's just in the gray zone of blue. Let's drop the color in. I need to change that color though. It's more darker and it's a little bluer, a little darker. See if that's any good. Too dark. I need to like throw it on my other screen to check the color because it's just, let me just leave it up there and try and adjust. It's a secret adjustment. You don't get to see the process. But no, it's just because my monitor's a little weird. Okay. Let's do that. And then for Probopass, it's a little more green. A little more cyan. I think it's all just one color, honestly. Do 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 do. Don't know what the color of magnets are, so I'm just going to make it gray. Paint the world gray as it is, as it is. I never liked the original designs, but you make them look cute. That's amazing. Actually, if you take a good look at Probopass, it has these cute eyes. I put them closer together so that proportionately it's cuter, but the eyes I took straight from the thing. They have these beautiful blue eyes. It's so funny that they gave Probopass those cute, beautiful eyes. It's just hilarious to me. I can't with this guy. And Nosepass, honestly, it just needs a little personality is all. It gives me All Might vibes with the way his eyes kind of like are just black and sunken in and shadowed like that. A little personality goes a long way. I don't know what's going on with his eyes, but I think they're the same color as his body. And I think everything on Probopass needs to be a little darker in terms of the blue on the gray. Yeah, that's a little better. Do 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 do. For some reason, I always know when that track is coming on, and I don't know why. Okay, oh, your PC crashed. Oh no, I hope it's alright now. Hello, Zitty. Let's see. Ambiguous outcomes are cool. Who's your favorite hero? In My Hero Aka, my favorite character is Bakugo. And I can't tell you why. Because I hated Bakugo when the show started. The only thing that kept me going with Bakugo was it just felt like he was gonna have a character arc, you know? Like he was set up to have a character arc, and I just kept waiting and waiting and waiting for him to have one. And at some point, I just realized, like, he's alright. I dig the Bakugo. He's fun. In the dub, he like screams every single line, and it's amazing. It's like, oh my goodness, I feel so bad for whoever voices him. Like the pipes on that guy. His throat must just be shot to oblivion. Hero though, I'm not like he's definitely no hero. He has his moments, especially in like season 3, that give me hope for him as a hero, and like makes me feel like deep down, like like deep, deep down, like really, really, really deep down, he's a good kid. But he's no hero yet. But he could be. Because he wants it. And he wouldn't anyway, he's great. But hero, in terms of heroes, also he doesn't have a very interesting power in my opinion. I really like how he uses his power. That's for sure. The way he like launches himself around, and like just his movements, the power with which he like attacks things, very, very, very good. But his powers, like, he blows things up, and that's kind of, you know, whatever. Now, I already mentioned Sun Eater. He does have an interesting power where it's like a chimera sort of transformation, but it's based on what he eats, which is a fun twist on that. He's too new though, and honestly his whole I don't believe in myself, but you believe in me, so I'm gonna believe in me kind of story is not the most interesting to me. I just like the animations on him when he gets all nervous. It's very relatable. His problems are very relatable. But as a character arc, it's not that interesting. So not Sun Eater much. He's too new. Let me think of the other characters in Class 1A, maybe. Cause I mean, I know the ones I don't like. Let me just say we're not even gonna talk about Mineta. The sweet guy I'm not that interested in. His power's kind of lame. His design's kind of lame. Because he's just like a big guy who punches and he has to eat to do it. Coda, he's the animal guy. I don't know how I feel about that character. He's okay. Not a favorite, I guess. They haven't used him much. I guess I just like Deku. Deku is a good character. I like his design. I like his eyes. I like the shape of his eyes, and they have some good poses with him. And he's a good hero. He really embodies that whole gonna save the world mentality. Trying to think of what other heroes are. Oh, Eraserhead is really cool. Their teacher. Eraser might be my favorite. I always like seeing him. I'll go with Eraserhead. Why not? What's your guys' favorite My Hero hero? If you've seen the show. And if you haven't seen the show, what superpower would you want to have? One thing I really like about the powers in My Hero Academia is they all have a sort of, like a drawback or some kind of, you have to complete certain requirements or situations in order to use them. It's very much like that Darker Than Black, where the contractors have to like perform some kind of OCD thing after they use their power. Magic powers and stuff are a lot more fun when you put constraints on them, I think. Okay, I'm gonna put a shadow over this fella, because he's kind of up under, right? If he's a little bit up and under, he would be like that. And then this guy also. Let me shade the bottom of his nose, bottom of the nose, and then a little bit here. A little bit here. A little out of the line. The back over there. Little bit of a highlight on the edge so that it doesn't blend into his butt. Readability, right? Readability is king. Alright. Okay. Let's see what happens if I multiply that. Oh, that's so dark. Let's see what happens if I just lower the opacity. It's not bad. Yeah, maybe I'll just lower the opacity. What if I lower the opacity and I multiply? I just do that so often. I feel I sometimes try. I just want to try something different, but I can't beat an old multiply and opacity most days. You know, you do it a lot because it works. Is what I've found. Okay, let's break out the old airbrush for a little highlight. I'm gonna go a layer above. I'm gonna highlight the colors. And let's just take something kind of yellow, maybe? Make a really big brush. Just hit it just slightly. Not too much. Maybe it's the edge of the nose, the tip of the nose that would get it. Oh, is that the biggest my brush will go? Okay. Let's try screen. That didn't do anything, did it? Overlay? Knocked it down a little. Let's go back to screen. Let's try to hit some of the blue. A little bit on the top of the leg. Top of the leg here too. Oopsies. When it comes to superpowers though, I always worry about the drawbacks. For instance, if I wanted the power to fly, would I want to fly? Like, what would the it's like I wouldn't want to be the one flying around, you know? Like, I feel like that would draw too much attention. I would be too self-conscious to fly. And then also, you know how cold it is up in the sky? And like, clouds are just, they're just, water vapors. What I'm saying is, I don't know if, I much like the idea of that. And then powers like time travel kind of worry me because, well, let's just say, what if you kept aging while everything else is paused? And you spend too much time taking advantage of time travel, and then suddenly you're like older than you should be. Because you thought you could get more done, and you froze time too much. Like, teleportation always worries me in terms of like, what if teleporting actually breaks you down and like reassembles you? That's kind of scary, because you would have essentially like died, and just a new you is created in that space over there, and some new version of you is going to go on living the rest of your life. It's just I overthink these kind of things, and then I can't ever decide on a superpower. Mapache says, I think he's very heroic, maybe with slightly flawed motives. He's like a straight up psychotic bully in the first season, is what I'm saying. Like, he had a long way to climb to get to heroism. It wasn't until that one scene where he, like, turns the league down that I was like, okay, boy is a hero. He's hero material, let's say. But until then, his motives are rather unclear. It's almost like, why do you want to be a hero? Before you learn about his thing with All Might, it's almost like I was legit wondering, like, will he take on, like, join the bad guys? So until that moment, I was kind of on the fence about Bakugo. I just really enjoyed the performance. But now I'm 100% on board with the character. I like his character. I want to see more. I'm very sad because he's not in season 4. Comes up as being immature for me. There, you can be immature without being like psychotic. He has a temper tantrum. Though we did have a bit of a theory as to why he's always angry. It was like his he's like constantly having a high, like, anger stress level because of the nitroglycerin that he, like, sweats, and that maybe if his blood pressure wasn't so high, he would, like, literally die from the nitroglycerin. My friend told me that theory. She might have gotten it from, like, somewhere else, but I think it's just funny that like, maybe at some point they give him meds to, like, control his blood pressure, or, like, to make him calm down, and he, like, passes out. I think the idea was, like, nitroglycerin will lower your blood pressure, so, like, he has to constantly keep it high. I don't know. It was just a funny, like, headcanon that my friend introduced to me. But yeah, let me just draw this in. Give me a sec. Oops. Left a spot. Just finish that. Okay. Mineta is scum of the earth and needs to get transferred to another school. I haven't seen any character growth. He's just annoying too. I don't know, like, he's not even appealing as a character. I just find him annoying. Tokoyami is cool. He's a little grimdark for me. Eraser and Bakugo, these had their personalities changed from the manga. I don't read the manga, so I can't speak to that. I'd like to be like Mystique or Beast Boy. Oh, so you're talking about, like, superhero in general? Like, in any universe? I don't know what superhero I would want to be, but, like, in terms of, like, heroes I enjoy watching, I like Thor. I like Rocket. I don't know if Rocket can be considered a hero. But I like Spider-Man. Probopass looks like a cinnamon roll, but can actually kill you. Kirishima lowers his blood pressure. I'm looking at this and I think we're pretty much done. I think that's it. We are done with this family. I just need to put in a background. Let's go with green, maybe, but like a pastel green. Because it's like Easter Island and like... Easter Island, Easter, I don't know. Easter green. Take it and make it a little lighter. The ground a little higher up. Yeah, I think it's like that, and then just a shadow. Something like this. I can't believe I made him so cute. Okay. Okay. Well, that we're done way earlier than I anticipated. Let's do Pokemon Fusion. I know usually I roll the dice for this segment, but I like the fusions. I think they're fun. Actually, instead of the fusion, let's do some variants, shall we? Give me a Pokemon, and I'll do all the variants I can think of for it. Don't hold your breath. It may only end up being one, depending on how much I noodle. But we'll see. I don't know if I'll pick the first one I see. Whichever one you guys post, I'll probably just pick the one I can think of something for. So I started posting on webtoons again finally. Did I talk about this last time? I feel like I might have talked about it last time, but yeah, I basically just completely forgot about webtoons. Purposefully forgot about webtoons. I got tired of posting on there, and like nobody was really reading there. And then like a week ago, I decided to check it out, and it turns out people are actually reading and commenting, and I felt bad because I'm like, oops, I haven't been posting in like half a year. The Corgi, looks like we are drawing Corgi variants. What's it called? Yamper. See, I know these Galar Pokemon now. I'm gonna try and draw a couple of these if I can. For fun. So of course, when you're drawing variants, you have to draw a normal one. Because everyone draws Pokemon slightly differently, and if you don't have a control, you don't know what parts are being changed because of style and what parts are being changed because of the variant, so... It's got those, like, Disney eye circles. Every studio seems to have a certain way to do the eye circles, and Disney, Renaissance era Disney specifically, has a very distinct way of doing it, where they put a line, like a very a drawn-in line where the cheek changes angles. A very interesting thing to decide needs to be emphasized. You know what? I'm gonna give myself some room to work with, and I'm just gonna make the fluff perfectly smooth and assume it's some kind of weird rubbery smooth like texture that isn't fluffy at all, so that I can make one of the other ones fluffy as a variant. So if you didn't know, there are things called Pokemon fusions, which are basically just taking two Pokemon designs and mashing them together to be a relatively 50-50 combination of the two. If you look up a Pokemon fusion generator, usually they have a certain formula for it. The first one will be the body type and I guess the color, or maybe it's just the body type, and then the second one will be either the color and the face, or just the face. One of the Pokemon will lend the color. It's not typically both. And you can get some pretty fun monstrosities that way. Variants, on the other hand, is a slightly different challenge. It's more like if you take the Pokemon and you bred it with another Pokemon, you would obviously get the same Pokemon if that one was the female. But what if it took on some properties of the father? For instance, if your let's say your Bulbasaur is bred with a Snorlax, would it be a fatter Bulbasaur? So questions like that. Here's a normal Yamper, just so we know what it looks like. We can remind ourselves. So the variants come in different varieties. Some people like to make them based on breeding. Some make it based on like location. And then either way, it's fun to come up with little names for them. You know, like when you breed dogs or rats for their coat patterns, you assign names to these so that they can be replicated and judged in shows and such. And people have done the same with Pokemon, which is always a lot of fun to see which real world sort of patterns would derive from which Pokemon. Okay, so now let's see what the egg group is. Field. I don't know if this is how it works, but I assume it means that Yamper can be bred with any Pokemon on the list under the field egg group. So that's what I'm gonna go with. We got Rattata, Sandshrew, Vulpix, Diglett, Meowth, Persian, which is just the Meowth, Mankey, Growlithe, Ponyta. Okay, we're getting a little weird here with the horse. Tauros, Eevee. I might skip the Eevee since it's basically just a long Yamper. Cyndaquil, okay, that one could be fun. Sentret, Aipom, Girafarig, Dunsparce. Oh, Dunsparce. Sneasel. Teddiursa, Swinub, Houndour, Fampi, Stantler, Smeargle, Torchic. Okay, there's a lot of good ones. I don't know how many of these are just found in Galar, though. Is another problem. Because I only want to do the Galar ones. Oh no, how do I look up? Can I just Google Galar Field Egg Group? Egg group listings. Below are the Pokemon that are in the field egg group. Click on them to get to their Pokemon page. Is this only Galar Pokemon? I cannot tell. But I do see normal Ponyta, and I see Seedot, and I don't remember seeing those in Galar, so let me look around a bit more. Pokemon Sword Shield Egg Group List. Sword Shield Egg Group List. They don't have it split by type, though. That's okay, we can go down from the top. But this looks like it's a Galar list. Grookey! Scorbunny! Sobble! We got the 3 starters. Let's start there. Let's see if we breed Yamper with the 3 starters, what do we get? That's a good starting point. Watcher Zigzagoon votes Meowth. I can do a Meowth if we have time. Tauros Yamper would also be cute, said Mapache, so we can try that. Cat dog. Oh no. That would be a fun idea for a fusion, actually. By the way, gonna update your Swish body count drawings? I do need to. I will try to do that this week and finish updating this month. I have 2 more updates to go. I don't think there are... Oh, wait, there are. Yeah, I gotta draw some more dead Pokemon. I've only drawn the actual Pokemon. I haven't drawn them dead yet. So the ones that die, I need drawings for. Click this like, and the Pokefusion you get is your spirit animal. Oh. We can try that at the end for me. You got Pikachu! It was infuriating, but Pikachu's good. What was Pikachu fused with? Okay, so... Grookey, huh? Okay, I'm gonna get a little messy with these sketches because Yamper is a little bit hard for me to draw for some reason, even though it's just a dog. It's got this like weird sort of French bulldog face. So the mask thing goes around the face and then up, just like Grookey. Maybe the ears stand up top a little more. And I wonder if I should pull anything from the evolutions too. Or maybe just like specifically with that one. I don't know. It's like, do I make the... Okay, wait. So, back up. So the stuff... I was making the ears up top like the little leaf things. But I'm wondering if because Grookey has small ears that go down, if I should make the Grookey Yamper's ears go down. You know? Maybe they're like darker on the tips. Like the Grookey. I don't know what color that would be. Maybe that's green. Because it has some green on it, right? It has green on the butt. That stuff here is green. Let me make that a different color so you can tell. That there is green. Shoot, I need to pull up a Yamper again. Sorry. Yamper. Forgot the colors. Yeah, oh, and this part is green too. Which I really shouldn't be like changing the color to this because it's a light green. But it's just the only way I know how to make it tell that it's a different color from yellow, white, and beige. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna add a bit of Thwacky in there with the mohawk. Gonna give him a bit more of a top mane. But it also it's also part of Grookey. Grookey has the whatchamacallit, the stuff on the top too. Little apple stem. Okay, and oh, I know where to put Rillaboom. Rillaboom has a bit of a weird, a weird mane of like a bushel. So I can put that here. It's like this fluffiness. It's not actually grass because, like I said, it's not a fusion. It's a crossbreed. But it's still fur. It's just that color now. And then it's got Maybe some longer hair down here around the legs. Oh, tail. What do I do with the tail? Okay, I don't know what Thwacky and Rillaboom look like on the back. Does Rillaboom even have a tail? Okay, that doesn't help. Whatever this site is. I need to see their bum side. Let me see. Rillaboom! Oh, I'm getting a closer look at Rillaboom's fur, and it's more like... this? So maybe it's more like a shag sort of situation? I like Thwacky's attitude. Thwacky has a good shape to him. Okay, so his tail is gonna be like this, and it's like a music note. You can't really tell, but it's like, it's got a big ol' like lump at the end that you can like hit. I don't know. It's like a drums. Whatever. Trying to think. Yeah, just make it a little shaggy. It's like grassy now. Okay. Well, that's good. I can just leave that there. Let's try Scorbunny. Scorbunny. And your 3 evolutions. I guess Scorbunnies would have the up ears. Yeah, the ears on the Scorbunny breed would be more perky. They would be a little closer together, I think. You know? Like even more than that. They would be really close together on the top of the head. Which is something you can breed for, because with rats you can actually go from the ears going on the top or on the sides. So Yamper has their ears a little bit on this, like they have a flat head here. Like I'm thinking with a Scorbunny, the ears are a little closer on the top. And then again, I'm thinking a colored tip. Yeah. I know I just did that with the Rillaboom, but this time it's gonna be like an orange. And it's gonna fade. So with the Grookey variant, it was like a solid dark color, like brown. With this one, it's gonna be something lighter, like a orangey, and then it fades to the yellow, which I think would look good. I'm wondering if a rounder skull, like without the cheek. I don't know about that. Kind of like a what do you call them? Pit bulls? Like the target dog is what I'm thinking. And his pattern kind of turns square and just kind of goes across the eyes maybe, and then still comes down from the top probably. I don't know. I don't know what the other parts of Scorbunny look like. Let me take a look. Right. Rabbit has hair on the top. I'll put it on the side here. This is gonna be a you know, I think I have to give it the cheek. If I don't, it stops looking like a Yamper, is the problem. It starts to look like a completely different Pokemon, which isn't the idea. It needs to still look like Yamper, so I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do this. You can still go around. And it's a speed Yamper, maybe, I don't know. So it's running. I don't know what its beans look like. I'll give it square beans, just to match with Scorbunny. Something like that. Let's just take one last look at... I just noticed Scorbunny's ears go up, and then they go down, and then they go up again. Yeah, let's not use anything from Cinderace. I'm not a big fan. Sobble! Next up, let's put a shadow underneath so we know that this guy is going new. Okay. Sobble is the one I'm least familiar with. Let me take a look at the chat real quick. Half Pikachu, you just got Pikachu! Oh my goodness, double Pikachu all the way! You sure it wasn't half Pichu, half Raichu? Hey! Seriously, what are the odds? What are the astronomical odds? I screenshotted it because I was so mad. That's a little disappointing, I guess. Scorgy Bunny, hey, from Nuz Forums. How you doing? Yes, you are. Tails, you're always Nuz Forums, and you should just accept that. Hello, the Nuzlocke Forums. Yamper, Score Bunny. Nope, it's, I'm doing variants. So I did, Grookey, Yamper variant. I did, Score Bunny Yamper variant, and now I'm doing a Sobble Yamper variant. And hopefully I can get it done in time. We'll see. I'm not so familiar with, Sobble and all of its parts, but we'll see what we got here. Well, let's first just make a sad dog. Let's just make him sad. Maybe he's not actually sad. Maybe he's got one of those like resting sad faces in dogs where it's like you think it's being like sad, but it's actually just learned that if it does that face, you'll forgive it if it does something bad. We could play with the shape of the ears a little, give it a little bit of a turn, you know? Or maybe the shape of the ears is fine, like the shape is still Yamper, but then the inside part turns into this, like a little heart. I already made Grookey's flop over. I'm a little unsure as the reason at this point, but like the idea is Grookey's ears are small and down here, you know? So Yamper's ears would like grow slightly down to the side, like flopped over. Now I'm wondering if I should have saved that for this, because a flopped over ear for Yamper. Maybe instead of like flopping, this one is just completely down. Like no stand up at all. Is that too similar to the Grookey one? I don't know. The Yamper's little face thing. Make it stick straight up like that. Okay. And so it looks like tears. Streams of tears. But it does also come up top because that's just the pattern, I guess. Oh, it has cheeks. Shoot. Yeah, maybe those don't translate. What else can we take from it? There's not much else from Sobble. Let's look at the rest of the line. Maybe we can get some ideas. Well, the other one does have hair drooping over its face, but like then it goes back up again. So I don't know if I'll use that. Alright, Watcher Zigzagoon, see you later. Thanks for coming. A short-haired Yamper. Could make a short hair, like maybe it doesn't have the fluff around the neck. The problem with Yamper being short hair is it already feels kind of short hair. You know, like, apart from the fluff, the rest of it doesn't seem like fluff to me. It just seems like chunk. So, like, is most of that hair? Would it actually, like, slim down? Maybe it still has a bit of fluff, but it, like, droops down. Maybe it starts on the front here and it droops down. I did not plan this in advance, as you can see. I just kind of drew a normal Yamper and then erased its body. The foot needs to move over a little. The pattern will still go down its leg though, like it's supposed to. Wow, it looks so sad, like it's been shaven. Snoopy! Like, almost furless to mimic how amphibious Sobble is. That's a really good idea. I don't know if this is how it would look if it was hairless, but that's just what came out, so that's that. So those are the ones I promised, and then I guess there was two more. Tauros and Meowth, eh? Let's see. Let me look up what Galar Meowth looked like. Base it off of that. So here's the base for the got these like cropped up ears, maybe they're a little shorter. You can't really tell, but they're The ears are a little shorter. And the whole ear is black now. Or brown, or whatever the color it ends up being. Okay. So normally the cheek would be here, the nose, the eyes. Cats and dogs getting together. What is this world coming to? There's no markings on Meowth. Just gonna do the normal Yamper markings. Maybe it's got a bit of fur that comes down, and I don't know, maybe the stripe here is black, and then in normal Meowth it would be yellow. The racing stripe ends up being like colored the same color as the Meowth's amulet. Okay, and then the rest of it is just gonna be just a huge mane that like encompasses, it's like a Santa beard. Maybe the rest of it gets a little shaggy too. Does Meowth evolve and then get like fangs? Let me look it up. Hold on. Persian. What's the Meowth one called? Berserker. There it is. Oh, it just has big teeth. It doesn't have any specific fangs. I was gonna like give him like little fangs or whatever, but maybe instead of the tongue, we get some ching ching ching. This foot is in the wrong position. Alright, like almost frillless, one of those kittens that just took a bath look like thin critters. This one makes me think of Snoopy, kind of Neopetish. Man, haven't been on Neopets in forever. I really like some of the newer Neopets that they came up with, but I'm not a big fan of the way they draw the pets now. Because they added a equipped function where you can equip your pets with little items that they can hold. But what that means is all pets, whether they're holding something or not, is standing in this really stilted way where their hand is up, ready to receive item. You know, in Gaia Online, your person had their hand down next to their side, and then when you held an item, their hand would come up, and you know, it made sense because that's what happens. But no, they just have their hand up in a fist, grasping the air if you don't have anything equipped. Let's just make it full Berserker mode and color the feet too. We don't have any of the other ones have the feet colored, so we might as well. Oh, only the back feet. Maybe he's got longer claws. They're still small Yamper claws, but maybe they're like longer now. Just like slightly. Okay. Actually I like the longer claws. I don't even need the back feet to be black. Maybe with Tauros I'll make the back feet black. Because he has hooves. Okay. And then last one, Tauros. I know what Tauros looks like, but it's so simple, I do need to look it up. Because with the simple ones, sometimes you can, like, if you look at it close enough, you can find certain things to add. Okay, with the cow, you know what we gotta do. We gotta do a bull dog, right? But we're not gonna, like, do bulldog because if, then people will get confused and think it's part, snubble or something. But we're doing bulldog in the sense that it's gonna have a bit of a hump. Its head is so big, it's hard to do the hump. Ah, gosh. I think I need to start with the fluff. The front paws are a little bit bigger. The front haunches, just overall, a little bit wider. Maybe he has like a this stance, toes in. Would he get 3 tails? Would that be too much for a variant to have? I think that might be too much of a mutation. I don't know. Maybe he has like 3. Maybe he has like a lightning bolt and then at the end there's like a tuft of fur. I don't know. So buff yet so petite. Don't have a cow, man. Oh, you guys. Kind of like that-ish. Like that. And then I'm still deciding on the tail. I don't know if multiple body parts is a transferable gene. I think once you start growing extra appendages, you've gone into full mutation. Are the rats out? Rat friend! Domino's out having a snack. Having a snackadoodle. And I think that's that about does it. Just finish up with the noodling here. I'm trying to think what else I can do to make it more Tauros. Maybe the snoot can be dark. No, I feel like that reads as a different Pokemon. Just a big ol' cow schnoz. His nose is a little bigger, I don't know. And maybe if I were coloring this, I'd make this part a darker color. I don't know. Yeah, I think that about does it. I think that about does it. Okay, so we got, let's label these. We got normal Yamper. We got Tauros, which is, I guess, a bull dog. I don't know. We got Galar. Let's just say Meowth, and we can just assume it's Meowth. What is it called when it's like super fluffy? I feel like there's a term for it. I'll come back to that. Sobble. Let's say this is what did we decide? Hairless? Hairless? Score Bunny, which is speed. Can we call that race? Racer? I don't know. Grookey. It's a shaggy dog. Could be battle. Galarian Meowth, yeah, because Yamper is a Galar Pokemon and they don't have a full dex, so I just wanted to go with some Galar Pokemon specifically. But thank you all for coming to the stream. It was a lot of fun. I had a blast getting a bunch more of that, you know, last drawing game done. The fusions are some of my favorite, I think. Fusions and variants. And I haven't done it in a while, but like changing up the type also can be a lot of fun. Because it's more design based. The ones like Mega Evolution and regional variants, those are more conceptual, I think. You have to know about the sort of Pacific Islands to be able to come up with something Alolan. But, yeah, they're just a little more difficult. But thank you all for coming. I hope to see you guys next week for some more streaming, some more Pokemon art, and some more rats. I'll catch you guys next week. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay awesome, and keep your nose clean. Bye-bye!